NCRP Productions presents Fantasy Flight Games Force and Destiny, Desperately Seeking Dathomir, Episode 1.
Hello, this is Darth Jessica, and tonight we will be playing Star Wars Force and Destiny. And at the table with me are...
Hey, this is Steve. I'm playing Akron Devaria. I am a Zabrak, primitive Zabrak from the Outer Rim. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a hunter. I hunt. It's me.
That's good.
Sorry.
All
man.
right.
Yeah, turns out I can't think.
Hey, this is Barry. I'm going to be running Mirok. I have a name for the species. We are Garalar, and I'm running an aggressor warrior.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I am running Adrian Ran, a human, yes, a human.
Boring.
Jedi Mystic Seer. My character's main background is that he was there as a youngling at the temple in Order 66, and was one of the few that actually made it out. Maybe using some force powers he didn't like to use. But anyway, we'll get to that eventually.
My God.
Alright, so before we start gallivanting all over the galaxy far, far away, we have to go over a few things. More specifically, the dice. Star Wars Force and Destiny uses a different dice system, not your standard dice. They're color-coded and they have all of these crazy symbols on them. They seem a little obtuse at first, but once you get rolling with it, it's pretty easy to pick up. So the dice also work in pairs. So we're going to start with the blue 6d6 and the black d6.
Got it.
And the blue d6 is what's called a boost die. It has positive effects on it. It has this little explosion symbol that means it's a success. And it has this little, like, ta-da, arms up in the air symbol, which is an advantage.
Is that the arms up in the air with the spot in the middle
yes,
of the hands?
Yes, that's advantage. And then for the setback die, we have two symbols, which is failure.
And is the setback die the black
Oh,
one?
yes, pardon me. The black d6 is the setback die. The triangle symbol is a failure, and the way I remember that is that it kind of looks like the silhouette of a d4. And anybody who's stepped on a D4 knows that that's a failure.
Beware.
So that's that one. And then the little hexagonal symbol on the black D6 is threat.
And I'm assuming a blank is just literally
Blank,
nothing.
just nothing happens. So
Okay.
two of the faces on these dice are blank. And the way it works is that a success and threat will cancel each other out. So your goal on the roll is to get more successes than you have failures.
So again, with the blue and the black,
Yes.
a success is going to be that burst, and a failure is going to be the
D4. Yeah.
Oh, the D4, okay.
The spiky one. And then for advantage and threat cancel each other out. And your goal again here is to make sure you have more advantages than you do threats. Now, the interesting thing about this system is you can succeed on a roll, but have a lot of threat generated. So that means, yay, I did the thing, but oh, something bad happens. And then conversely is you can fail on a roll, but have enough advantage, so it's, oh no, I failed the thing, but not as horribly as I could have. Okay. So that's where the whole narrative thing comes in. Those are the first two dice.
This black dice is going to be my nemesis. I can
It is,
feel
it
it.
is.
You
I can
feel it, huh?
feel it with my luck, dude. Look at Steve. You always succeed, and there's always certain threats.
The Darth dice.
So then the
Sith
next,
dice.
the next pair that we have are the green D8 and the purple D8. And the green D8 is the ability die. That's going to be one of the most common ones you'll be rolling. It's all over your character sheet. And the purple D8 is the difficulty die. And these two are also going to be loaded up with successes, failures, threats, and advantages, and they will cancel each other out. And then the last pair we have...
That's interesting. You say pair, and I see 3 12s.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there, yeah.
Last
There's
pair.
a special die. So the last pair is a red D12 and a yellow D12. The yellow D12 is your friend. This one's really cool. You may notice as you look at it that it has the normal success and advantage symbols on it, but it also has another symbol that looks kind of like a lightsaber. And this is called a triumph. this thing cannot be canceled by anything at all. And it usually means that something absolutely amazing happens. If you roll one of these, you can sometimes use it to auto crit with your weapon. You can use it to help you with the story. It also counts as one success.
In addition to being the greater
In addition to being the greater thing. Yeah. And then on the red die, you have its opposite, which is the despair. And it looks kind of like a failure symbol.
a
with
D4 that
circle.
you're trying to throw down a hole.
Yeah, because it's burned you one too many times. So
Right.
you're just trying to chuck it down the hole because it's caused you despair. Now, if you get both of these popping up at once, they don't cancel each other. So you get the triumph happening along with the despair happening. And we kind of work together collectively to try and figure out what that actually would do
You guys are in
mechanically.
so much trouble with this, dude. I didn't realize this was what's happening, so let me tell you about this. With my luck, any dice that can be negative for me, oh yeah, bro.
It's gonna happen,
You're gonna
huh?
have so much despair in this game. Oh my god.
Well, that just makes it more fun and more interesting.
Says the game master.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because my character weeps in the corner and rocks back and forth in the fetal position.
And then the last die that we have to discuss is the Force die. And since you guys are nascent Jedi, you're going to be using this a lot to activate your Force powers. And it's not a success or failure die, it's more like a resource generator. So when you roll it, what you're hoping for is one of the circles to pop up. That means you have one light-sided Force point to use to activate one of your powers. Now, because of the duality with the Force and everything, sometimes you may get a dark side pip. And you can choose to use that to activate a Force talent, but that's going to cause you some conflict, and it's also going to cause you some strain. So use that at your own discretion, and some Force powers won't even work if you roll a dark side power. And then
We're gonna roll that die when we activate our force power. So this is
Yes.
gonna come up. Okay.
yeah,
And we want the open circles, not the shut circles.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, that's what you're going for.
Okay.
Now, there's one other thing that happens is that before we start every session, everybody around the table rolls their Force die and tells me if they get light side or dark side points. And what that does is it generates you some kind of freebies to use. So say you guys rolled 2 dark side points and a light side point. At any time before you make a roll, you can choose to spend one of the light side points to add a yellow die to your skill check,
Okay.
giving you a boost. The problem with that is when you do that, you turn this over and it becomes a dark side point, which means I can do the same thing, only I can add the red dice to a skill check or challenge.
So just to be clear, let's say in that scenario you had 2 dark side points and 1 light side point initially. Since those are already our dark side points, are those already usable by you?
Yeah, these are used by me. So at any,
that-
if you guys are rolling dark, or if you guys have this as your starting roll, I have 2 opportunities to ruin your day.
Man, I'm telling you guys, here's my argument again. I'll say it one more time. The dark side is so much more powerful, guys.
It is.
I'm just saying, it's the easy way. I don't know. I don't know.
It is. You know, go with dark side. It's
felt like-
dark side is best side.
So when we're rolling our start, I know we have those little chits. Somewhere we have them. I know we had them.
Yeah.
The little chit thingies. And are we going to take the light or dark side and put them in front of us, or will you have them? How does that work?
Usually it's, I kind of keep them in front of my GM screen, or since our table's a little awkward, perhaps what we can do is put the light side ones in front where you guys can access them, and then keep the dark sides where I can access them,
Okay.
if that's all right with you.
So the 3 of us are going to roll that die and add chits to a pool.
Yeah.
That any of us can use.
Any of
and
you
so-
can
Oh, okay.
use.
I thought it was
Yeah.
individual.
No.
Okay,
That's
great.
why I was asking.
No.
It was right there.
Yeah,
It's-
good,
it's a-
good. Okay.
It's a combined pool,
Well, that's good.
so there have been sessions where all of my players rolled the double light-sided pips, and so we had 6 light-sided force points for them to use.
Now that I'm here, that won't be happening. So. I'm not saying I have bad luck. I'm not. It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how to actually build a dice pool and do stuff. And I made this handy dandy little cheat sheet for you guys.
Okay.
So basically what happens is, say that you want to jump from one level of a spaceship to the next, like from one deck to another deck or something. That would be an athletics roll. So you look on your character sheet under athletics, and what do you have there?
So I have two, but then I also have a potential force ability.
Yeah.
Right.
So you could potentially roll this with that and activate your force power, which
Okay.
do you have move?
I have, oh gosh,
Or is it enhance?
Enhance.
Enhance.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. You have that option. So what you would do then is I would say, okay, that's an average roll. So you would take your 2 green dice, because that's what you roll.
Right.
And you would add, since I said average roll, you'd add 2 purple ones.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. And let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, you're not activating your force power.
Okay.
You roll, and then you look at how the symbols shake out. And this is pretty easy because these 2 cancel each other out completely, because there's threat, advantage, which would cancel, and then a failure and a success, which would cancel.
Okay.
And when I'm doing this, I like to set the canceled dice away.
Right.
And you're left with 1 success.
Perfect.
So you did it. You managed to jump from one ramp to the next.
That's all I
Do
wanted.
additional successes or additional failures ramp the game up in some way? If I have 4 successes when we're all said and done in canceling, or if I have 2 failures when we're all said and done, do something, or it's just
They
you do it or not?
can. They can. Normally, it's going to be either a yes or no thing. Yes, I did the thing. No, I didn't do the thing.
So does it just depend on what you're trying to do?
Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to do. The advantage is when it starts getting more cinematic. So, Steve, if you had rolled and you had another advantage show up, you could either do something narratively with that positively helps your character, or you could use that advantage to recover 1 strain. And strain is going to be something that will come into play whenever you're rolling, is that usually if you roll a lot of threat, you can say, all right, well, I'm just going to take the threat as strain.
Okay.
And then conversely, with the advantage, you can say, I'm going to recover the strain from that advantage that I rolled to kind of top you
I'll
off.
let you know that if I have multiple successes, all I'm ever going to do is make my shit look cool. Why do you do a flip of the deck? It was all cinematic, bro. That's it.
Hey, this game is incredibly cinematic, and that's what I love about it. Now, back to your question, Barry, the additional successes equate
Yes.
to more damage on an attack roll.
Okay. All right.
So whatever you do above the success is going to translate into
Ramp
damage.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I noticed that there are the 2d6s, the blue and the black, and the character sheet. We're using, what's the website we're using?
Ogdude, right?
Okay. Which is great because you can put everything in. You can even create your race. My race, I actually created, found a picture, put it in there. But once it's all done, none of my dice pools, well, actually, all my dice pools are either the green die, the green D8, or the yellow D12. So I see, based on the chart there, that I will be adding purples to the roll.
Yes.
But beyond that, and then the white die, the force die starts at when will the black, the blue, or the red D12 come into play?
All right. The black and the blue dice, your setback and your boost die, respectively, are used to kind of describe different, it can be environmental hazards. So if you're trying to climb a cliff and it's raining, this difficulty roll is going to be climbing that cliff under normal circumstances. So
Okay.
if the climb was, say, an average climb, but it's raining, then we would add a boost die because it's not a boost die, a setback die, a black die, because it's harder now
So
suddenly.
you're going to give us blues and blacks
Yes,
to add.
I will say. Or say that you are sneaking around somewhere and you're trying to be quiet and there's guards and stuff, but there's a lot of like an engine revving or something, then I would say, well, the guard is going to have a harder time hearing you, so give yourself a boost die to the stealth roll.
If we're sneaking around anywhere I'm going, I'm strictly looking for a barrel because I've played enough video games. That guaranteed to get you in.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because during combat, if you are crouched behind cover, then any enemy is going to have to add a setback die to their roll to hit you because you're harder to hit. And also, if you decide to spend a maneuver to aim, you would add a boost die to your attack roll to reflect the fact that you're taking time to line up the target.
So the one place where we can force a die to ourselves that's not specifically generated by you would be to say, I'm going to aim for the round, and then we can choose to. Okay.
Yes.
What about the red D12? I'm even more scared.
That red
of it
D12.
now.
This is going to be, well, you know how you guys have your yellow one. This is what guys that you fight are going to have instead of a yellow one.
Okay.
So, if say you're fighting a stormtrooper captain, he might be rolling 2 purples and a red to get ya, or you might have to roll 2 purples and a red to hit him. Now, the other thing that can happen is these difficulties can be upgraded. So going back to that average roll, if I say give me an average roll but upgrade it, what I mean is you're going to replace one of the purple dice with a red die.
Okay.
See?
So we don't have to say upgrade. We can just say it's a Steve roll.
It's a Steve roll.
I'm just gonna roll all the time.
You know,
how
I'm
it's gonna
choosing to upgrade right now.
You know what? I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna get there. We might as well start that way.
Yeah, now the most common stuff is going to fall along this right here, but there are going to be certain instances where shit may go sideways, and one of these is getting upgraded.
That's going down.
Some enemies, some very powerful enemies, have a passive ability that requires all checks against them to be upgraded once, which means that they're much harder to hit, and it's much easier for them to hit you. So
Okay.
you got to be careful. I mean, you guys are space wizards, though. You shouldn't have a problem, unless there are other space wizards.
You don't look impressed, Steve. We're space wizards.
No, I, sir, am not. You're gonna see what I mean. It's gonna be fine.
So you're a space apprentice. That's
I'm
what
like
we're going with.
I'm not even an apprentice, dude. I'm a
Second year, Gryffindor.
I'm like
You're a wizard,
I'm
Steve.
Hufflepuff, dude.
Oh, no, not a
So I'm a
Hufflepuff. No.
It's gonna be rough.
Sorry.
This is gonna be rough. I just sit around making like.
Sorry for your loss.
I just sit around. I just craft all the time. That's all I do. I just sit around crafting and then just filling rolls. It's fine.
So does anyone have any questions about the rolls and whatnot?
No, I'm solid.
I have.
I know
one, but
you are,
I've already
Peter.
forgotten it.
Oh,
So
one.
we'll figure it out.
One thing did you mention? Well, you didn't go over combat, right?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
yeah.
I figure we'll just go as we go.
'Cause-
I'll tell you, Steve, and I know Pedro's already played. For me, it was honestly, it was like 3 rolls, getting used to the symbols, and then it
Yeah,
was,
I'm ready.
it was nothing.
Do it.
I think I
have
gave
those?
Barry one. This is
Have them here.
okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Because
you bet.
this is very important because it tells you what you can spend stuff on, and then also there should be one on maneuvers, which is something
Yep,
another
on the
way.
right-hand side.
Another way you get the blue dice for combat.
Okay, so Jess, are we gonna
If
roll
you guys feel comfortable
a white
without
die?
yes, without any further ado, let's see what the Force has in store for us today.
Better be on our side.
One white die there, Steve.
Better be on our side, Steve.
Ho ho!
Well, this is as my first official roll in this game.
Oh,
My first. Let's see how this is gonna pan out for me.
Right.
What?
Nice.
2 white.
And I also have 2 whites.
I'm the
And,
only Jedi in the world.
Pedro dials it in
One
with
dark side.
For the dark side.
Well,
Guess
you know
that's
you-
the path I'm going.
I think from your earlier explanation, I was thinking maybe that's you're undecided kind of.
Alright,
Yeah.
so I will set these here for you
Excellent.
guys to have access to and use. And just remember that I have one messing around
I won't
ticket.
forget. It's my fault.
That's because that's yours.
Now, will we ever roll during the game to add to those pools? Will there be a reason? Okay.
Nope, it's just at the beginning of the session.
Do they carry over from session to session?
Nope.
Okay.
We gotta use them up.
Use them up, but remember, if you do, they come to me. And I can use them.
Wait. Apparently I slept on that one.
You didn't?
We
You-
use
oh, you
a
missed
force
that one?
point,
Yes,
it
it's-
flips
it's
over
dark.
and
It
goes.
use
flips over, yeah.
Mm.
So if I decide to use my force power, my Sith powers, then it would flip over and go to you guys. And
Oh,
we'll
it
just-
does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The idea is we're supposed to use them. It's supposed to be a back and forth. You know,
Okay.
as the force is, it's an ebb and flow.
I like that.
Which is funny because my my group
Fourth is in
never
everything.
used them. They were too chicken.
Really? I'm
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
never
down.
used it at all.
Well, not
All right.
not a problem with us.
Here's normally the best part of the beginning of the game, narrative time.
All right. So the 3 of you are aboard the Last Laugh, which is a small ship piloted by one Myra Joran. She is a human, and she managed to kind of pull you guys out of a sticky situation. And you are just hanging out on the bridge with her. Pedro, you have a holocron in your possession.
Yes. Which, when we're not having little get-togethers, I'd be in my room most of the time, meditating, trying to have the Force guide me to figure out how to open this, because I haven't figured out how to activate it yet. Correct?
Correct.
Or at least not fully.
The first 9 or 10 times you say, I'm going to be in my bunk, I know what I'm thinking.
I just think you're stuck up. He doesn't like to hang out with the rest of us.
You have not watched enough Firefly.
I haven't watched any Firefly.
There we go. That
I'm the
is
guy.
not enough.
I know. I'm the guy.
Right.
I am the guy.
Oh, Steve.
So you'll laugh when this comes on and we put this out and people get to hear it. You'll actually watch Firefly and you're going to laugh at what I just said.
Yep. All right, so
Okay.
Pedro,
Yes.
if you're meditating, give me an average concentration
Excellent.
check.
Average is 2, right?
Yes. Can you see my little...
Yes.
Oh,
Two
no,
purple.
sorry, it fell over
Yep.
here. There we go. Perfect.
That'll help you out.
And you said concentration? Sorry, or not concentration, what did you say?
Oh, crap.
It's okay.
I'm having a brain fart right now.
She said
Discipline.
concentration, but...
Discipline.
Discipline, okay.
Give me a discipline roll.
All right, before you throw it, this is to open the holocron. I know it's super early in the game, but do you want to force point it?
Yeah, if that's what this is for, then I'm gonna, I'll force point
All right,
that.
this is so you don't, like, drop it down the toilet or, you know...
Drop it down the
Oh, is this you? Wait, is this you opening the holocron? Hopefully.
Yeah,
Yes.
hopefully, yeah.
Sweet. I walk in your room on accident, just the right time.
No, I'll burn so many dark side points. Oh yeah, I think I got this.
So doing that, what did he gain? He got did he get to add a blue
I got
D6?
to upgrade one of my ability dice to the expertise.
That's what it does.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So these two cancel out. So I got 3 successes.
3 successes.
Wow.
All right, so you are sitting there meditating. You find yourself to be coming closer and closer to oneness with the Force. And as you're sitting there, just letting the Force wash over you, you can kind of see through your closed eyelids a calm blue color coming from the holocron.
I almost lose concentration. I'm like, this is it. No, wait. I'm one with the Force. The Force is one with me. Okay.
I always thought the Force
Yes.
was green.
Yeah. Oh, I was hoping for purple, but okay, this is fine. Okay, yes. So focus on that.
it becomes blue and it starts to levitate a little bit.
Yes.
And slowly spin, and you feel come into your mind the name Val Isa.
VAL.
Yeah, VAL space ISA.
Val Isa. I'll mouth that even. Val Isa.
So that's why I hear in my picture room and here. Bzzz.
Yeah.
Valisa. Like that is not okay, buddy.
Just kind of look at the door and walk by.
This guy's weird, man.
Doing Force things.
There's a sock on the door. There's a sock on the door.
He's in there using the Force. Be careful.
All right,
He's
what
holding
are
his
you
shield.
doing at this point?
I mean, at this point, that is probably the closest to my like recollection of the teachings on what holocrons are to do. And I'm like, okay, I've got it. I think starting, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, I swear the teachers talked about, the masters talked about a hologram, or there's supposed to be like a teacher within. And I'm just
Isa.
Valisa? Are you there? I'm thinking maybe that's the name of the master, because that name doesn't sound familiar. Actually, can I roll a lore to see if that name sounds familiar?
Yeah, you could. I'd say average.
Average? Okay, cool. Because I have lore, so might as well try it. Okay, cool. So those two... no, failed.
All right.
Failed with no disadvantage.
You don't feel that that's a familiar name to you at all. But as you're sort of muddling that over, more thoughts tend to flow into your mind, and one of them is kyber crystals.
That I do know. Crystals. So I'm like, kyber crystals, lightsabers. Say what of kyber crystals?
And then the holocron just hums a little more and begins reciting a list of planets.
Ooh. Well, I'll make a mental note of each of those planets. So
Now, there's one that sticks out in your mind, Ilum. You know you've heard that name before.
That's where the masters were going to take us to test us. I didn't get to make it there.
And then another one of the ones that sticks out to you is Femis. It's a core world. You're pretty familiar with the core worlds.
Okay. Venice. Are these the places I can go? Should I go there?
The crystal sort of hums happily.
That is the next step then. Shall I go to Ilum or Venice? I'll see if I'll Ilum and see if it responds.
There's no response there.
And then Venice.
And the crystal lights up and twirls, what you think is a little on the giddy side.
Okay. So that is where you are guiding me to, Venice, then. Thank you, Val Isa, if that's who you are. I will go to Venice. We will go to Venice. And then I'll say, I'll like bow to the holocron, and then just drop my concentration, let it, and then quickly hide it on my person. And yeah, then I'll come out to the waiting area or wherever you guys are. Not waiting area.
We're up on the bridge.
Yeah, you're up on the bridge. Yeah, so then I'll come out and I'll use my force power sense, because then why not, to try and figure out where everybody's at, and then just go to them.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Another force user uses the force. Is there a chance for other people to pick up on it?
There is. Mechanically, I'm not sure if you have to have invested points in one of the
sense.
in
I'm
one of
assuming
them.
it'd be another sense power, maybe.
But I think that for narratively speaking, since you guys are in an enclosed space, that you would probably be able to feel that. And that
Okay.
brings me to my next point, is that Barry, you and Steve, and Pedro too, you all kind of feel not like a disturbance in the force, but a ripple from it. And you gain access to knowledge that you believe is imparted by the Force itself. Now, Pedro, you have a feeling it's from the holocron. Barry and Steve, you don't know that yet. But as a result, you gain 1 rank each in knowledge, lore, and lightsaber.
And this just comes out of nowhere?
Yeah. Well, you think it comes out of nowhere.
Now, when we add a rank, does that effectively mean we're going to add another green D8 to that skill?
You should be adding another ability die, effectively, because the way it works
And that's
is
a green?
Yeah, that's a green.
Yeah, wait, sorry.
Green's ability.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
Red
it-
is proficiency. Or sorry,
yellow's proficiency. That's it.
So add another green one.
So the way it works is you take the ability score and your rank. Whichever one is higher, that's how many ability dice you have. Whichever one is lower, that's how many proficiency dice you have.
Yeah.
So just bump 1 rank in that skill, in those skills.
For lightsaber, it would be your brawn, your characteristic of brawn. So you look at
So
that.
I now have a rank of 1 in lightsaber, and I have a brawn of 2. So does one of the greens become a yellow?
Yes.
Is that what happens?
Yes, that's what happens. Your 2 brawn is the higher number, so that's your base of 2 dice.
Okay.
And then the 1 rank you get in lightsaber levels up that dice.
And is this a permanent thing? Should we be destroying our character sheets here? Okay.
So
I use my human
plus
extra
lightsaber
for
one.
lightsaber.
Oh,
Nice.
Lightsaber and
Now I
knowledge
really need to
lore.
find one.
That's season 2.
Yeah.
I thought I was just getting roped in for a one-shot here.
Well, that's what I'm telling him. That's season 2. Find the lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
my guy generally doesn't believe it. I don't believe that I have the force, by the way.
Oh, so you're in denial. You think
Absolutely.
that maybe what just happened was gas.
I feel like this. I feel really uneasy.
It just gas.
I feel very uneasy. I realize that like all of my abilities are enhancement or senses. So like I just feel like if I concentrate or I can master I'm very disciplined and can master myself. But
Okay.
I probably have an inkling that there's a force, but my guy will not.
You're in denial.
I'm in denial. I'll never talk that the force exists to anybody.
So this is more like, why the hell am I thinking about lightsabers now?
Yeah, I'm like,
why do I
lightsabers.
care about lightsabers?
And this ripple happens before he gets up there, or when he comes to the bridge. Suddenly, for us, we get the ripple.
It was at the point that he had unlocked it.
So the two of us kind of get that weird
You're
feeling.
like, what's
on the,
going on? And then
Okay.
by the time he finished his conversation with the holocron, you felt that knowledge imparted unto you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I mean, I believe in the force, obviously. I just don't believe I have it.
Okay, all right. And for me, I'm thinking at this point that he doesn't, like I was telling you, he doesn't know he has it. It's not that he doesn't care about it. The world's primitive. I mean, I'm assuming Jedis have been there, but maybe they talk to the higher ups in the Pride, not those.
Well, at this point,
peons.
there probably wouldn't have been a Jedi for over 20 years.
Something.
Which is
a
even better.
generation.
Which is even better. But again, my thinking is most of what I took for abilities were things that could be explained away without the Force.
Right.
You know, I can do things every so often.
Or that you're lucky. You just happen to be really lucky.
Exactly.
I just have really keen senses. I'm fine.
And I just say, oh, that was the Force so much. You guys are like, hey, what's the Force? It's everything.
Apparently it's everything, man.
It's everything.
Like, this guy's a real hippie.
Oh, you won that coin toss? That's the Force. Oh, you lost that coin toss? That's the Force. Hey, giveth and taketh.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right. So he shows up, and if the ripple didn't happen right when he showed up, it wouldn't affect me much.
Right.
The door opens, and I stand there with my hands in my robe. I say, I know where we must go.
Where's that?
To Fennis.
Fennis? I've never heard of Fennis.
And then, what was the name of the ship captain?
Myra Joran.
Myra Joran. And I'll come over to Myra as she's piloting. Myra.
Yes?
Have you heard of a planet called Fennis?
Themis, I believe.
Themis,
yes. I've been there a handful of times. It's a mining colony, though not a very successful one.
Yes, well, that is where we must go.
Is there an Imperial presence there?
Yes, there is an Imperial presence. Now, does Myra know that you are a Force user?
Well, how long have we known Myra?
How long have we been on the ship?
She literally just picked you guys up about a week ago.
Then no.
So no. Okay.
And if we've only been on the ship, I think I don't think any of my abilities would come out, so wouldn't be a reason to believe that.
Okay.
We look again.
But in answer to your question, yes, it's an Imperial
like that.
base. They're involved in the mining. I'm not sure why the Empire would want to mine on Themis,
Remember
though.
your guys' name?
So I'm Mirok.
Okay, you both just said that at once.
There you go. Because that's the way we roll.
You go, Barry.
I am Mirok.
Mirok, Barry, and then Steve.
So I'm Akron Devaria. It's AKKORON, then DEVARIA. So I assume my guy's mildly wanted. Because I skipped out on the Imperials and did some damage, hurting people. So I'm not really super stoked about going to a planet where there's Imperials. But I have to ask your guy, who I barely know. I look around like, are these guys serious? Like, is he just going to come out and tell us where we got to go? And Mario's going to be like, let's go there. So I'm like, why are we going there? And
if I can be a little deeper on it, why are we on the ship?
That was...
You guys knew each other, right?
No, so from my understanding from our backgrounds, I hired Myra. We have picked you guys up successfully.
Oh, so you hired her. I'm sorry. So you can tell her where to go all you want.
Yeah. So, well, I mean,
within reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm respectful, but I'm also self-righteous. So yeah. So I've come.
Every time we go someplace, he waves his hand in front of us a lot.
Yeah, he does.
We're going here. I guess we're going here.
Get the bags. Okay.
I'll say Did you mention the Imperial thing? Probably not.
So you guys, I think in my scenario, you guys witnessed it. You witnessed a slave being beat. I put hands on the person. I just killed the person that did it. It was an Imperial, and then they chased me, and you guys sort of grabbed me and brought me onto the ship, like as the ramp's going up, sort of thing.
That's our guy.
That's our guy. Yeah, we need somebody desperate. That guy's the most desperate. He'll carry the bags.
We need someone at the front of the lines, and you know what? The running guy's in.
He doesn't like the Imperials. So I just remind you gently then, because you guys saved my life, probably. You guys got me on the ship. So I just remind you that I'm one of the Imperials. Just beware.
The Imperials are everywhere. We will avoid them. There is something we need to find on Themis.
What's that?
And I'll because I imagine she's looking out and not at us.
Yeah,
Myra,
she'll
she's
turn
probably
away
focused.
to the
I'll say with no offense to Myra, let us go back to the sitting area, and I will explain.
Is there a sitting area?
Kind of.
I imagine there's like a little.
It's kind of like on the Millennium Falcon.
It's like the crash seat.
Just a crew.
A little lounge.
Yeah.
A little lounge area.
Okay.
Little
all right.
A little break room.
So I'll follow him back.
And Myra, if you could please set a course for Themis.
All right, but I'm not not too eager to, you know, get involved with the Empire fur.
That is no problem. You, yeah, I will guarantee your safety on this. So if you can just take us there, we will find our way from there.
Why don't you give me a charm roll? If you're trying to be nice about
well,
it. So
yeah.
give me charm.
Of course, I took points in coercion.
Well, if you want to be mean, you can.
Coercion. Okay, so is coercion is that like intimidate, or is okay?
Yeah. So
Look, woman, I hired you.
I was thinking coercion could also be just like, hey, we'll pay you more. But I guess coercion in this really is a bit more sinister.
You should actually you can do like negotiation or leadership.
Yeah. Well, leadership is more like
Follow me, guys. We're going off that cliff.
Yeah, like a captain versus soldier.
Can I make one edit? Can I go into charm instead of coercion?
Yeah,
I think that would
course.
probably fit more.
Yeah, she's gonna be an average roll.
That's fine.
So you're like, your hair looks nice. Let's go to Femis.
I know you've only known me for a little bit, but I'm paying you, so go there. Ooh, a triumph!
Oh,
So
wow.
these two. So, oh wait, yeah. So that counts as a success, but
Yes.
it gets canceled out, and so I have a triumph,
I mean, luckily she has a crush on you.
but I got one threat.
Okay.
So no successes, a triumph, and a threat.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can take one strain from that because you really had to get the gears going in your mind. You hurt yourself. You gave yourself a headache trying to think of how you could convince her to go. But she sort of looks at you and goes, all right. I used to smuggle stuff down there for some of the miners.
Oh, my ears perk up at that.
I think I can get us down there without being detected.
I will say, I know you can. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now you walk out.
And now I walk
I'll follow.
with a flick of my robes. So then I'll come to both of you.
And my memory is you're both taller than me. How big are you?
I'm 6 foot.
So I was going to be huge, but I decided to change my whole scenario. So,
Oh.
because my brawn went back down to 2, so I'm just a normal looking dude. So, I'm a Zabrak. I'm ivory and blue. That's sort of my skin tones. And then basically, like, I'm just 6 foot tall, man. 6 foot tall.
So,
I'm
both you guys are taller than me.
athletic, yeah.
But
How
maybe
tall are you?
6'1" with
5'6".
spikes.
That's right.
Yeah.
My spikes are magnificent.
And slightly hunched.
Every time I walk in, God, those magnificent spikes.
I see you staring at me and assume you're going to kill me and take them one day. I'm like, oh, this guy. Careful,
Look
man.
good on my wall, but not today. Okay, so
Remind me, I shall kill you later.
Right.
I'll come in and I'll say, so I was meditating on this, and I'll pull out this. It looks like a pyramid to both
What's
of you.
that?
This is a holocron. It's a Jedi artifact. It is said to contain a multitude of information. I have been meditating on this one for quite some time now and was finally able to unlock something.
No
with it.
buttons.
No, it must be unlocked with the Force.
My guy's all nervous about this.
Let's say eventually, with enough practice, you both would be able to do the same. It takes time, though.
I don't have the Force.
No thanks.
I will say,
You really should mess around with these artifacts. You're no Jedi. The Jedi are all gone. This is dangerous.
I
know my witches do shit like this, right?
Yeah.
We don't really know. I don't know specifics like this, though.
The witches are pretty gosh darn sinister, and that's sort of your experience with the Force,
Right,
is
well,
that it's
Which is what I assume.
scary.
Which is why I'm not down with it. Which is why I
Yeah.
don't want to admit, as a male Zabrak, that I have any power. Like I don't want to admit that in any way. So
Yeah.
I've been really, even though I sort of think I do. Like there's no way I would want to
Absolutely
admit to
not.
anybody. So I'm just super like. I mean, you understand this is my character. I don't care what you do.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It hurt deeply, but that's
I know.
okay.
Okay, I'm just checking it out.
Yeah.
I support you in your real life.
You realize after game he's gonna be like, God, does Steve hate me?
Aw.
Why does he always give me shit with a holocron?
Never lets me be who I want to be.
God, I wore these robes for this. You're a Jedi. You know I'm a Jedi.
So I'll first address Mirak. As I've told you, you are sensitive and one with the Force, or Force sensitive and one with the Force. You could eventually you could gain access to it if you.
And what would it do?
Well, I imagine you both felt maybe within 10 minutes ago something wash over you.
My ears kind of go down. Maybe.
Nope.
Well, deny it if you want, but I know that you have felt it because I felt it too.
So my
Those-
tail's just kind of
Yeah.
twitching.
All of those that
snapping
are
back and
force
forth.
sensitive within the area would have felt something. Which tells me something about Myra. Unfortunately, she is not one with the Force, though she is a part of it, as everyone is. But back to the holocron. I was able to unlock something within it. I believe the master within may be called Val Isa. And
The holocron's named Val Isa?
you could say that, yes. But
Okay.
the
Hello,
master
Val.
within. So, the voice within the holocron told me 2 planets. One of which is Femis, where we are traveling. And it seemed happy to have me go towards Femis. I believe that is where we will find the next part in our journey, why I gathered you both. I believe this is where the Force is leading us. And I believe that I may find something there that I've looked for a long time. And Akron, you are correct. I was never formally made into a Jedi, though I was part of the training.
It's not that I'm not grateful for your assistance, but, you know, I've seen some things.
I understand. The Empire has done everything that it can to diminish the name of the Jedi Order. It's understandable.
Well, I'll help you in this journey you're going on, but I can't promise anything after that.
That is fine. I believe going on this journey will be an eye-opener for both of you. In the ways of the Force and where it is guiding us.
So I am going to reach out, and you can stop me if you don't want. I'm going to reach out and grab it.
I will say, I'll grab your wrist, not
You
hard.
grab my hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say,
Uh-huh.
you do not touch it physically. I'll say, what do you want of it? This is a name.
I wanted to talk to it. Val seems pretty cool.
So I'll say, you don't need to touch it to talk to it. Just meditate.
Hello?
Focus on it.
Oh, wait, what?
Reach out to it with the Force.
So again, I'm going to reach out with my hand.
Not the Force around you. Place your hands together. Close your eyes. Focus on it.
Okay, so I put my hands together, close my eyes, although one of them's kind of half open,
I'll
watching
say,
it.
Akron, you may as well if you wish.
No, thank you. But I do stay in the room and I watch.
All right.
So I'm going to try focusing on it. Now, this is not something I've done.
You can make a discipline roll.
Discipline.
Yeah.
I am somewhat disciplined.
It's-
So, other than the dice that are listed here, what else do I add to
It's
it?
going to be an average difficulty.
So I
you-
need 2 of those.
purples.
Uh-huh.
And then, Pedro, if you want, you can actually assist him and add him, which will allow him to add a boost die.
Yeah, I'll because he's gonna probably need some guidance. I'll see if I can reach out to the Force and help better to connect it, act as an antenna.
And would that be potentially something that I would understand was him if he doesn't say anything about it, or do I just strangely feel this guidance?
Well, are you saying anything out loud like calm your mind, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or-
I'm giving the basic lessons that I was given to as a child.
Fair enough. Yeah. Then you would know that he's helping you.
Okay. So, here we go.
Hey, nice.
That's 4 bad ones, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, but so those.
And then what the heck? Those aren't.
Oh.
Those are holy.
yeah, so you actually can't.
So I have 3 failures, right?
Wow.
3 failures.
No,
'cause
no,
of
no.
that.
This is no
No.
failures. These are all
Those
threats.
are threats.
So you have
so I
no
have
failures.
4 threats,
Okay.
1 success, and 4.
4 advantages. So
So
all
the
Four
of
advantages and the failures completely
Oh my god!
cancel
I just
out.
have a success.
you almost
And
just
you have 1 success.
you almost just had an aneurysm, is what you almost had.
My guy would have been like this. I told you so. I would have left the room.
little bloody nose.
Why is it turning red?
Why are his ears bleeding right now? Even with 1 success, that was crazy.
So
So
it's
yeah, if you're watching me,
I am.
My ears have been down. They go straight up.
Okay.
so you're trying really, really hard, and you're squinting your eyes, but you begin to hear a little low hum in the room, and you can see through your closed eyelids that cool blue color. And Pedro, as you're watching, the holocron does the same thing, where it elevates and starts to slowly spin around.
Yes, Mirok, you've done it. You've tapped into the Force.
I did. So Val, talk to me.
And it pulses a few times, and you hear in your mind the words, "Hello."
So I still haven't figured it out. Hello.
And now I'm concerned because I'm like, she didn't talk to me. That's my ego. That's my ego coming into it right there. I have it as my whatever egoism.
So
Is she speaking to you?
yeah, she just said hello. So I don't even know how to start. What can I do?
If thou wouldst be powerful, go to Themis.
Okay, now she's just telling me to go to Themis. Why?
There are crystals there.
Crystals. Like, what kind of crystals? And I'm talking, so just so you guys know, I'm speaking.
I'm in a mouth Kuiper crystals.
A special type of Kyber crystal called a Rubat.
A Hubat Kyber crystal. Again, you're hearing it.
I'm hearing it. I don't know
like-
how much of it I live. Like,
Oh,
this guy's
Rubot?
he's brainwashing him.
It's Rubat?
Yes, a Rubat Kyber crystal.
Rubat Kyber crystal. Yes, that's what she said. And what do those do? I'm still focused on her.
Go to Themis. And she begins to repeat the litany that she told you.
Okay. And what do I do with them when I get them?
And it's the same thing.
And I'm wringing my hands back and forth.
She's repeating
My ears
the
are going
same
down.
thing.
You do not know. I'll see. Never mind. Actually, this is his force moment. I'll let him have it.
But it doesn't change. She's just the same.
It's just the
same
same
voice?
thing.
Okay. So she kind of gets to the point where she tells me what to do, and then she's kind of broken after that. Well, I mean, she's not telling me anything. I mean, I know we're going to go. We're going to go get some crystals, and then what? Do you... And now my eyes open. Do you know what to do?
Say. And I'll look, once he opens his eyes and breaks the concentration, does it... Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to immediately swipe it up and put it in my jacket. And I'm gonna say, with Kyber crystals, I never got to own one, but I saw plenty of them back before the war.
What are they?
They are used in the construction of lightsabers.
My guy didn't like that at all. So I was like, what? Because for some reason, I got to think about lightsabers now for the last, 30 minutes. So I find that, I'm like, my first thought is, what this guy do to me?
And I'll just look over at you. Say, lightsabers. They are tools of peace the Jedi would use.
I don't think I've seen it that way, right?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's my guy's
So
a
what
tool
you're
of
saying
peace.
is it's
Like, I've
a
not seen it
peaceful...
used that way, right?
No,
It's a peaceful
the witches
weapon?
don't use lightsabers.
Okay, good.
So
Yes, it
chances
can
are
be
you
used as a
haven't
weapon.
seen one.
We would
Great.
use it in defense. We would use it to help the Republic and those that were within the Republic. At least that's what I was told.
My understanding as we work through politics at home is weapons of peace generally tend to be weapons of lies.
I'll say there were those that did at one time use them for evil. That would be those within the dark side of the Force.
Okay, I'm at this point. I mean, you're going to see a blank
Yeah.
stare, but I'm still listening.
Just know that the Force has many aspects. There are those that like to bend it to their will
That seems like a good one.
and do great evils with it.
Oh, okay.
And that's my only experience, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, so I'm like, I think his Tales of Jedi, I don't know, it's been a generation, right? So I've never seen him. I think there's bullshit, right? And it's like, yeah, it's total bullshit. So I'm just like, what's this guy peddling? Like,
But
I'm
the second part was not bullshit, 'cause it's exactly
I
what you know.
I mean, at this point, I think my guy just kind of thinks you're a charlatan so far, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just like, I don't believe that you're with the temple. I don't believe in that stuff. I'm just like, and I think I've mesmerized this in some way. Like, that's just what I think, because like, that's just not been my experience, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, he's a good guy? He's a good guy using the Force? Okay. But all I consider this guy, the only thing I chime into you is that if you can get, if this will get us to a lightsaber, we should do this. For they're very powerful, and that's all you need
So
to
we
know.
can make one? Like we have the crystals?
I don't know. I look at this.
Do you know
guy.
how to make one?
Say there.
I don't know how to make any of this, no.
Do you know how to make one?
I do not have the means to make one as of yet, but I know that we are able to get our hands on the Kyber crystal, which it sounds like, based on Valisa, is on Themis.
That's what she said. She
Well,
said that the
I was
Rubat?
told when I was younger that when I was to get my first lightsaber, we would eventually go to Ilum and face trials. So it is good reason that if we are able to go to Themis and get some of the crystals, that we may be able to build our lightsaber or go find
I
the
start
lost
purring,
ways.
my tail's going, my ears are up.
And then
We can make them?
Is it plausible
And-
that this artifact of yours can teach you to do such a thing?
it is possible if the information is stored within it.
Then I would go with you. That's all I had to hear, dude. Like,
So
I
that
want lightsabers, I'm
thing
done.
can make weapons of peace. My hands start rubbing together again.
It holds information that may lead to it. May.
Okay, seems like we're betting on a not a sure thing here.
This is simply the way of the Force. It is guiding us to the next step in our path.
Okay.
It will be a good one. And then once we get you two lightsabers and myself, we can fully begin training in the ways of the Jedi, if you both wish.
And as you said, that's perfect. The two of us first. That's what you said. We got them first.
Sure, if you two would like them first.
Akron, you didn't get a
I'll
chance
say-
to try the thing out. Do you want to try it? It talks to you.
No.
It's got a woman's voice.
I don't think so. I think I'm good where I'm at, but again, we're going to go find some lightsabers. I will assist you.
Say then.
I'm on board too.
That
If he's
is
in,
right.
I'm in.
Excellent. I knew the Force led me you two for a reason.
I walk out because I'm really stoked, man. I'm really stoked because I walk out there. I'm gonna get, because all I care about is like, I mean, I live in the edge of the galaxy hunting stuff. This is gonna be, if I can get a lightsaber that's super powerful, that's all I care about, dude.
Oh
a good
dear,
way to hunt.
he is going to the dark side. Good.
I'm just playing it right now because that was my only experience with it, because the witches are all dark, right?
He's
I mean,
gonna be Mr. Burns. X.
like I don't even see it as that, dude. I just see it as like all I know about is having power, or having no power. So you either have power or you don't have any. So that's my guy.
You know what's going to be weird is that's going to be Mirok's situation too, being in the Pride, and he's 16. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Oh, you're young.
So he's 16. Yeah,
You're like a kid.
I mean, well,
Kitty.
Or well, hold on. Cat, I figure he's old enough to do the things he needs to do, but he has never left the Pride. He's off world for this reason. So,
all right.
And I will get to train 2 Jedi and fully become a master myself, yes.
wow.
He's not in his career.
So pick up the
Council will
Pokeball.
never
Egoism.
grant you the rank of master.
Did you really take egoism?
Yeah, I did. I have
Awesome.
clarity and egoism.
I love it.
That's why I snatched that sucker up.
Okay.
Yeah.
How dare she talk to you?
You know what? If these two are talking, or if we're just kind of sitting there, I want to try something. So I know how I got to her the last time, and by the way, that's how I'm going to think of her from the holocron at this point.
That she's a person.
Yes, and that she's a she.
Yeah.
And I figure it's going to be, as best I know, it sounds like it's a communication device. Not so I'm envisioning that she's somewhere else talking to me
all
through
right.
that thing. But he brought it out and snatched it up and put it away. Now I'm just going to kind of shut my eyes and focus and see if I can talk to her in my mind, because if I speak out, he's going to know I'm talking to her. He seemed to have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can contact her where I can't see her.
Okay.
I have no idea if that'll work, but...
Yeah, give me a hard discipline.
So is that 3 or...
Yeah, that's a
3 of them?
Oh,
Just,
did it-
the thing keeps getting
fell.
knocked. There we go. 3? All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. And he's not helping, of course, so no extra blue die. So, all right. So those sadly are failures,
Those
right?
are failures.
So I have 2 failures and 2 failures net.
All right. You didn't get any advantage on that at all?
No.
No. Okay. No, unfortunately, you're finding it very difficult to concentrate. You're very excited that you
Right.
got to talk to this nice lady.
Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's inside. Apparently, I have to have sight contact. Is the way I'm looking at it. Without the sight contact, even though to see it, or maybe he's got holocron blocking robes on, or I don't know.
That's what I got.
That's what it is.
You end up with a slight headache. It's horrible.
Right. Now I got the bloody nose.
Now you get the blood. Oh, that was horrible. So what I'm going to try to do tonight, unless you guys have something else to do right now.
Go ahead. What do you want to do?
So my guy who spends the whole night thinking about lightsabers, I kind of like, I'm not sure whether this dude right here like is for real or not. I'm not sure if he's bending people's minds and he's a charlatan who just wants to. Because here's what my first inclination is based on what I know about the Force and the people who wield it. This guy's pretending to be a really good guy, but in reality he's going to use us in some way to get a lightsaber and to fulfill his goal so that he can gain power, because that's all my guy understands. You either have power or you don't. So I assume this guy is just trying to schmooze his way into this. That's what I assume. But there's little things and I'm like, well, maybe not though. What if this is real? So my guy sits there in his bunk all night, tossing and turning, and I'm not really sure if this is what I need to be doing. The cat seems to believe it, but the cat is also seems weak. This cannot be true. I might be fine, but I assume the cat's a weak-minded fool. So that's just what I assume. So I'm like, he was just maybe what if he was just baited by this guy? I don't know, So after struggling all night, what I want to try to do is sneak into the dude's room.
Do we each have our own bunk back?
You have your
Okay.
separate room.
So I'm going to try to sneak into his room. I'm going to try to steal the holocron. I'm not taking it with me, but I'll stay in his room with him if he's there. But I want to try to use it on my own without anybody watching me.
All right. So, what you're gonna do is
So we're passing into night. Because
Yeah.
I don't have anything
Unless
specific.
you have anything
Nope.
else to do.
No, we're good to go to
Guys
this.
are going to bed.
And scene.
And my Jedi onesie.
You would be.
I love it.
So you would be rolling your stealth against Pedro's vigilance.
So Pedro's going to roll vigilance.
No.
No.
He would
So-
build the pool.
Yeah, he builds a pool, so it's based on my vigilance, which my vigilance is... Sorry, is it... I forget how they build the pool, because I have 2 ability and 1 proficiency. So it would
he
be
would have
2 difficulty
2 purples and 1 red.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
And 1 red or
one
1 and 1?
It'd
No.
be 2 purples, 1 red.
Okay.
Because
For
it's
a total
based
of
on
3.
my
'Cause
vigilance.
it's based on his
So
stealth.
Steve is going to roll for the defense of Pedro's character. He's going to roll 2 purples and a red.
Yes.
Along with his
And then
stealth.
he's going to also pull his own abilities.
His own stealth. Now,
Which is my own stealth, only 2 of these. So my question is this, and this is just a random question just because I have no idea.
it's fine.
One of the things I said under the enhanced force ability is that it can, is it just the 2 specific checks right here where it shows the white dice? Or is it or can I try to do it for other rolls too?
You can do it for any other roles.
Because
if you
I
want.
think I don't see myself thinking I'm doing it, but I'm just trying to concentrate so hard.
Yeah.
I think and I know this guy seems pretty sharp.
The other thing is if you do something like, say, take off your shoes,
I go barefoot for sure.
then you can add a
on my
boost
jam
die.
jams.
You can add a boost
He's
die.
also in a onesie.
I'm in
He
my-
just didn't
I
get
actually
the
am
special
I am
Jedi
concealing
edition.
robes. So I just let my slippers off.
See, I have concealing robe too, where you're already halfway to a Jedi.
I did like the way they looked.
Yeah.
But again, the limited edition Jedi onesie, you're missing it.
It's the fashion this season. Okay, so I want to try to use that if I can.
Yeah,
So I have
go
to
right
roll the
ahead.
force dice to see if I can do it.
Yeah, you roll the force die to see if you have the light side of the force show up. So.
No, I have
Oh.
super dark side though,
So-
which is making a lot of sense at this point.
But what you can do is, if on your ability, it will allow you to use the dark side. So where's your force sheet?
The enhanced basic power.
Yeah, what's it say?
See
It just
page,
says
blankety
see,
blank.
see the page. All
Which
right.
page is it?
What page is it?
288, it said.
288 coming up.
Because there are some force powers that you can use the dark side, but it's gonna do stuff to you.
You know what?
But
My
I
guy
think
doesn't.
it's in keeping with your character.
I think it isn't keeping with the character. Not that my
All
character
right,
wants to go
288
too far, but you know.
enhancement tree. Here you go.
Check it out. So
So I'm starting to see a potential benefit for the cards. Just saying.
where would I? Oh, sorry. Where would I do this? Sorry.
All right, so you're the enhanced basic power.
Mm-hmm.
The user may spend a white or a black to gain a success or an advantage on your check. So you get 1 free success on your roll.
So I rolled 2 of those. Does it matter?
You can spend both of them.
Yep.
So you gain automatically 2 successes. So you make your roll.
Okay.
And then 2 successes will cancel
I'll
out
do the 2 successes.
two
Yeah.
triangles.
Well, let's see.
Well, there
This
goes
was
that
nothing,
purple die.
and this was 1 success, right?
No, that's an advantage.
Or advantage, rather.
Yeah, so you have those, and then those
That
are 2
gets-
failures.
But those 2 get canceled out by the
two
points
suc-
he just used.
Those 2
Yes.
successes.
So
Okay.
pull the purple die away.
So this is gone.
So here's what's left.
So I got 1 advantage.
And, yeah, that advantage cancels those out. So
So what did he end up with?
you ended up with 2 threats.
Makes sense. It makes sense as I reach in his robes.
Aye,
So
absolutely.
you're
Threat number 1
quietly
is a snake.
walking down the hallway, and you get to his door, and you're thinking, "Oh gosh, how do I get this door open?" And you kind of press the button slowly, and it goes whoosh, and makes this really loud noise and kind of scares you off a little bit. So
And
you kind of duck around the corner and doing. Yes.
I assume he's going to be a heavy sleeper. It's fine.
So you just stand in the doorway.
It takes a lot of work to deceive people on his level.
Okay, wait. So actually, can I do something then? So if I hear that happen, or do I hear it actually,
Well, I
or is
don't
that
think-
just he fails it?
I mean, he
I
failed,
yeah.
but not really.
Okay.
So
That works for me, and then I'm still asleep.
yeah, I would say that you maybe kind of go.
Okay.
So I'm
And go back
like
to
a threat stage right now.
Yeah, so basically, you take 2 strain because you use the dark side of the force to help you.
Right.
And that failed. Now, if you want, you can attempt it again.
Yep, absolutely.
wanna
This
try?
is the part where I slink over for my slippers to the bed and try to reach inside and take this thing out.
All right.
All right, I'm doing it again. I feel like I can do it.
All right, go for it.
I'm gonna use the Force again. I'm gonna try it. I have to. I have
remember,
to do it.
you can also use one.
I'm not using up our pull for this crazy
Not when
agenda.
he's doing evil things on his
That's
own.
right.
Don't forget this one.
Okay, I got one.
There we go.
I got one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So just one. I got one.
You get one free success.
Okay, one free success. Okay,
So-
but I'm
And
still.
it doesn't strain
But
you
I'm
to
still.
do it.
But I'm still doing these against me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I don't have a very good chance of doing this. I want you to understand that.
Oh.
Oh.
Holy
Oh,
mackerel. So I
no.
see 4 failures.
Yeah.
So I had one free success.
So take one of the purples away.
This right here is what advantage success. 2 advantages and 1 success, right?
So
Yeah.
take another take another bad
Another
one away.
bad
Take
one
another
away.
purple. So you got
And then flip this to 1 advantage. So basically, you failed,
Right.
but you
2 advantages.
got 2 advantages.
So does that mean I get it out of there before he wakes up?
No, you don't get it because you failed. So basically, the way I would interpret it is that you,
You reach
get
into
over
his
there
robes,
and you
and it's
reach
not
into
the
his
holocron you
robes, and it's not there.
Oh, okay.
It's not there now. Pedro, you start to wake up because of this.
My question is this: this is out of game. Does he want to wake up? I mean, does he? I mean, if he wakes
So-
up, does he want to?
So here's my thing. So I sense somebody is there. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So
Well,
I know
he's
that-
got his hand in your robes. Yes, you
So
know that he
that's
is
a
there.
nip.
What? So
Jesus.
here's what I'm gonna do, because I have the sensibility, but I have it upgraded to where I can sense the thoughts of those around me.
Oh, you are an evil son of a bitch.
Well, no. What I'm gonna do is I want to see why whoever is doing this is doing this. Am I in danger, or is there something more?
Okay. And do you want to identify the person? You can do that with
Yeah,
your
yeah.
thoughts?
So let's see
Okay.
here. So I just roll 1 force die and hope for the best.
Oh.
It's okay. We can both dive him in the dark side together.
So with a basic, I could sense the emotional state of one living. But I would take a strain. Yeah, you know what? I'll take the strain for the dark side of the force. Because there is a little bit of fear. Because I'm like, who is this? Mm-hmm. And so I tap into it, so I can sense the emotional state of one living target.
Probably super anxious.
Yeah.
Well, is he the one you sense, or do you sense me?
Where are you?
I sleep in my bunk.
No.
Dreaming of catnip fields.
Well, no, dreaming of how to get to talk to her again.
Oh.
And get her to say something other than, go to Femis. All right, got that.
And so I'll say, since I know it's you.
Right, you're standing there with your hand in his robe, and he kind of opens
and
one
he's
eye.
anxious, I'll say, I thought you didn't want to mess with the holocron.
So as soon as he talks, I jump back. I didn't say I didn't want to mess with it. I just said I didn't want to mess with it around you. I don't know if I trust you, sir. I'll be frank.
And I'll sit up. And I'll just kind of cross my hands and lean forward.
Do you sit up, or do you do the creepy, like, forest vampire thing where you just come upright in the bed?
I wish that would be much cooler.
Oh.
But that would be much more intimidating.
And it would fit his whole belief of,
So the cat might be fooled. But do you expect me to believe that you're a person working for the greater good, but using the Force? Is that what you expect me to believe?
I would hope you would believe that, because it's the truth. If, for your own sake, you need to do this alone, I will leave the room and let you speak with the holocron. But please keep it in the room. As a sign of faith, I will leave you with this artifact that is ancient.
So my guy still has, I have mixed feelings, but I'm not sure if I want to do it now. Now that I got caught, I'm like I'm not, dude. I really wouldn't, because I'd be like, I think if he's awake, there's a chance he's doing something to manipulate it. And even if I'm not in the room, I don't know what this guy's shtick is. But I'm pretty sure he's evil. That's just how I.
so,
this is really what
so
I think.
here's one thing to consider. You saw me reacting with it and trying to get a hold of it in there. I didn't say a whole lot, but
But what you did say, all you did is repeated what he wanted.
yeah.
Which makes me think, did this guy use that thing
I
to
getcha.
trick your mind into doing what he wants you to do?
Okay.
So I don't know. But then I'm not sure. So my guy's just super unsure.
Right?
So I don't know. Like I don't really know. I honestly right now I don't know what my guy would do.
Yeah, I'll say, I sense that you are anxious. Is there anything I can do to help ease that? I can leave the room. I could.
Why would you want to go and find a way to build lightsabers and just to hand them over to us? I don't understand it. That's power. Why would you give away power? What do you expect in return of us?
I sense the Force flows between you two, within you two. The Force has guided me to you. I was going to be trained as a Jedi. I have kept up the code as best I can in this tragic world that we are in after the fall of the Republic. I was guided to you, I think, to bring light into the galaxy. If I give you the lightsaber and you choose to do evil with that, well, that is the way of the Force, and unfortunately that means that we will become enemies. But I have faith in the Force that you will do the right thing. And what kind of Jedi would I be if I could not take the chance of training the next generation of Lightbringers to this galaxy?
It's a beautiful story. I don't know how much of it I believe. But I will say this. This gives me the power to face the Empire on their terms, then I'll give it some thought. Because all I believe in, sir, is you have power, you do not. There's no good or evil. There's only those with power, and those with power abuse it, always. That's where we sit.
Then perhaps when you get the power, you'll be able to use it for good, and help those who are being abused by the greater powers.
And I will slaughter many Imperials.
I can't say I'm a fan of the Empire myself, so...
Very well. If you leave me be, I will look at this holocron of yours. We'll see what it says.
And I'll go to, like, a little trunk that I have and open it up.
I'm like, fucking trunk.
It's right here, under my pillow.
I knew it! Why am I just this guy in his chest?
So, and I'll set it in the center of the room. Okay. And I'll say, there's a meditation pillow there, if you would like. And then I'll walk out.
Meditation pillow?
It's lavender scented.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to sit on the floor?
As soon as the door shuts, I go over and kick his pillow across the room. Fucking pillow.
I sensed you did that.
I sort of look at the holocron as I just do pace around it a little bit and kind of just look at it from all angles. And finally, I sit down with it. I'm sure I'm familiar with meditation. I assume like I actually meditates just because I am spiritual in some way. Like I go out hunting and for me that's a very spiritual thing I do. When I hunt my prey, I don't have any malice against it. It's one of the few things my guy gets along with beasts and animals better. I believe that they're more pure than people or sentient beings. I guess they're still sentient beings, sorry, but intelligent, whatever.
Yeah.
Smart people.
I know what you mean.
Smart people. So anyway, so I'll sit down and I'll try to do this meditation with this thing then.
All right. Give me that discipline roll then.
So discipline is 3.
Okay, and it's going to be an average difficulty.
Okay.
So 2 purples. And actually, believe it or not,
that doesn't look nice.
Oh, you rolled already. Okay,
I don't think that's good.
No, you succeeded because the explosion's the success, and these are the advantages, right? Mm-hmm. And then these are threats. So these get canceled out by those,
okay, cool.
and
so I didn't
you
make
succeed.
All right, I succeed.
You also recover 1 strain because you have an extra advantage that you got on that roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So are you still pacing, or
no, I
sat down?
After I looked at it, I sat down with it, and I immediately entered into my trance, where I
all right.
feed everything into one focus.
You begin to settle down into a meditation, and believe it or not, but the lavender scented pillow does have a slight calming effect on your nerves.
It irritates me.
And you are.
It irritates me that it's having a calming effect on me. I don't want it to, but I'm like, oh, that's just lavender is
Space
delicious.
lavender is great.
Space lavender.
Is that from Almari 12? Jesus, I love Almari 12 lavender.
And slowly but surely, as you're calming down, the holocron does what you saw it do earlier. It emits a nice, calm blue glow. It starts to levitate and spin slowly. And you hear a voice say, I am Val Isa, keeper of the crystals. How may I help you, child?
Everybody's talking to her.
Were you standing outside the door listening?
No, he shut the door and left.
No, I shut the door, and I'll take several paces away, but I'm gonna keep an eye on the door because I don't. Well, then again, we're in space. It's not like you can go many places, but
Right.
Yeah.
I'll go get some water, some
All right.
space water.
Space water. We're going to be adding space to everything now, aren't we?
I'm space meditating, so that's fine. So I say to the voice, I must find the truth. I must find the truth about power and where it resides.
Power resides in everything for those who would look for it.
You are a hippie, I say to myself. But I say, damn it, that wasn't helpful at all. I say, what must I do to accumulate enough power to be a thorn in the side of the Empire?
The crystal pauses for a minute, and you swear you heard a sigh. But you're not sure. You're not sure how that works. But after a pause,
I just meant your holocron's super sad. You have a super sad holocron.
I'm just getting water, and I'm like, oh god, I feel sadness. What is happening?
One little tear comes out of the holocron.
If thou wouldst seek power, thou must find a crystal for thy lightsaber. But beware, for power often corrupts those who would seek it.
So I need a crystal.
Indeed.
And I can find this crystal where?
On the planet of Themis.
So my guy doesn't know, because I'm like, all right, that's the trick. How do I feel? I mean, I know that sounds a weird question, but like, how does this crystal...
Especially since feelings haven't been important to you till now.
Right, well, they are. That's the problem, is they are... You know, that's actually the bulk of my force is probably sensing stuff.
Okay.
And so I'm trying to just sense how something makes me feel. Like, does it make me feel calm? Does it make me feel... Like, I want to know if I feel like this this crystal is... My agenda, I'm not saying I can do this, but I'm saying, like, I won't know if this dude manipulates people through this crystal from something he does, or whether this crystal is inherently trustworthy, or if I feel a calm, good feeling from it, or if I feel anxious when I talk to it, or how does it make me sort of feel, or maybe if it makes me feel nothing, I don't know.
You get the feeling from this crystal that it is imparting knowledge, and that or imparting a truth.
So I feel like it's unbiased?
It is, yes, it is unbiased. It is just relating the facts.
Is it possible, since I heard the name, and I know the name, that I can make a lore for the name as well? Or is it just more of a Jedi thing, like you had to have been trained in the temple sort of situation?
I would say for you to know the name of this planet would... Well, it's a core...
Not the planet,
oh.
but Valisa.
Oh, yeah, you would have had to have had some temple training,
okay.
Yeah.
I assume so, but I was just curious. Okay, so basically I just cut it off. I say, for myself, if that's how I feel, I just feel that it's completely, I don't feel like there's anything tainted by it necessarily. I just feel like the feeling I got was that it's like a machine to me. Like that's why I view it. I think this voice is all hollow. I feel like it's a machine, and it was programmed, and I got the program, so it's legit. And I'm good. So I come to peace with that aspect of it anyway.
All right. As you stop meditating, it says, "May the force be with you," and the glow diminishes slowly.
I look at the holocron and just like I want it also because I hate this shit so bad. I want to kick it, but I don't. I walk out.
I'm like
you're at the door like this. Hey,
across the hallway, just like drinking some
space water.
Some space water.
A space tang.
It is, yes, it's space tang.
Tang, inherently by what it is space tang.
I know what you're saying, baby. All right.
No, it's a special edition space flavor.
Yeah, space flavor. Tastes like the stars.
Tastes like the stars. They just ground meteorite into it.
That's why it's blue. It's blue tang.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just drinking some tang, and I'm like, how did it go?
I walk up to you and I incline my head slightly. I say, I think I found what I needed to know. I will come with you on this journey. We'll do what you say. I will try and take your instruction. I'll see you in the morning. Rest well.
You as well. As he's walking away, the force be with you. And then go back in.
Just shake my head. all you see, I don't even stop walking. My guy's just walking and shaking his head. You son of a bitches.
And I'm like, got another one. Excellent.
So you go back in your room?
Yeah, I'll go back in my room. I'll pick the holocron up and set it back in the trunk. And then, yeah, I will...
All right, so we can fast forward towards morning?
Yep.
All right, you guys wake up. You two pretty bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You kind of were wrestling with things.
I definitely did not sleep well.
Yeah. You're feeling a little tired this morning. What are you guys going to do today?
Are we still flying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean
she had set the course to Themis.
But it's not the lights extended, we're there in a couple seconds. It's like regular speed.
I mean, I will go out and, just mention to both of you, is the captain eating with us for breakfast?
She has already eaten, and she's up on the bridge.
Excellent. I'll ask how long before we reach Themis.
Well, at the rate we're going, we should be there in about an hour.
Excellent. I'll just go to both of you and say, well, we have about an hour. If you both want, I could run us through some meditation drills. If you have any questions about what you saw last night, I can do my best to help you with them.
No, she answered everything that I know, but yeah, if that's how you talk to her, I would like to learn the drills.
Excellent. And then I'll
I told you I would take your instructions, so I will do this.
Excellent. And I'll just run us through some meditation. Some gentle, guided meditation. I am one with the Force. The Force is one with me. Blah.
Okay. So you guys are meditating, and then you hear Myra over the comm says, "Hey guys, we need to have a chat."
Almost got there. Okay. So then I'll just hop up and say, well, let us go see what Myra wants.
All right. So as you go up to the bridge, you see the planet through the thing, and she goes, "Well, there's a bit of a complication. The Imperials are pretty agitated. I was trying to figure out why it was, and it looks like there was an earthquake on this planet recently, like a really, really big one.
Oh.
In fact, the star map, or the map I have of the planet, is no longer valid. It changed that much of the planet."
I have
Now-
I haven't been off planet before, so I have no idea what she's saying. I'm just listening enraptured.
Yeah. So she's talking gobbledygook to you.
Right, exactly.
Pedro, if you want, you can give me a knowledge roll. Yeah, if you got...
I know about the Outer Rim, so if there's anything like that, or...
Core worlds?
Core Worlds?
Yeah, because this is a core planet.
Oh, okay.
What about Akron? Has he been off planet before? Is this...
This is my first one.
All right, so you're in the same boat as me. It's
Did
kind
you
of like,
say
what?
average?
Yeah, average, sorry.
Oh, net 0.
Net 0, alright. You remember hearing about Themis being unusual and that it is geologically unstable, and that it does have earthquakes from time to time that can get in the way of mine functions, but nothing describes the huge upheaval that the planet has recently experienced.
This is strange.
You've seen this before?
Well, earthquakes are a common thing on many planets. It's just
Ground shakers, we have those.
Yes, but this one has... They don't usually drastically change the landscape such as this unless something quite large has happened.
Saying this was a cataclysmic event?
I'm thinking he's saying we shouldn't land.
Well,
No, I'm saying that this is no mere coincidence. This must be the will of the Force in some manner. Perhaps this has uprooted some of the, and I almost say crystals, some of what we're going to Themis for.
nice.
You mean the crystals?
I'll say, yes.
Myra kind of gives you a look.
I'll say, yes, Mirok, what we are going to the planet for.
What this means for us is that I'm going to have a harder time figuring out where you want to land.
Is there any place? I mean,
Did we know where we were going to land to begin with?
Are a lot of places that we were going to land not where they were anymore? Are they like destroyed?
Well,
Did you know where to land?
You guys didn't really know where to land to begin with, so...
I'd say start with the closest.
But she didn't know that you didn't know.
Did you know?
Well, she knows things about this planet, right?
A little bit, because
Little bit.
she's done some runs.
So
and
where would you land?
Well,
Where I normally land is gone. It's off the map.
So shouldn't we look at the available ports, what's available, and land as far away from the most? I would say land out as far in the boonies as we can.
We don't want to be near port too much. Okay, mechanically speaking, there's no let the Force guide us roll, right? I can't like. Is there anything
You-
Actually,
You
potentially,
can,
I could.
yes.
Well,
Yeah.
there's sense.
There's
Otherwise-
sense.
sense?
sense
So I
and-
do have sense.
I also have seek.
And then there's sense,
there's
seek,
seek.
and then there's foresee. So if any of you have those powers...
I have two of them, so.
So
So
it
the
so
the
happens
downside
my
for me
two
is-
powers are foresee and seek.
So I don't
Alright.
know what powers use. I'll say, well, I could see if we could find some guidance. I could meditate on it and see if I might be able to gain some gleam of where we might need to land.
That sounds good. Now, here's the thing for me. So, Mirok has never been trained formally. He doesn't know how this works. Things just happen.
Yeah.
So I am good if you want to keep it going that way, at least for the foreseeable future, to where I just get inspiration. I'm going to leave that to
I
you.
think
how
that's
you want to
great
do it.
for your character.
Okay.
It's nice to have a diverse kind of group as far as the Force powers go, because we have a denier, someone who's ignorant of it, and then a true believer. So I like that dynamic.
I think,
Okay.
I think while he's doing this, and I don't know if his role's good, that's fine too. But I just for game purposes, I'm gonna go if there's a window in the ship to look at the planet.
Yeah, you can.
Like I'm just gonna I'm just staring at it. This is what I do. Like when I go hunt, when I go, I'm trying to find something. I might not know what I'm looking for. I do this all the time. Where I
just
don't know what
start
I'm looking for. I just start looking and seeking, and the next thing you know, what's supposed to be there is there, like what I'm looking for. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the planet right now. Probably not attempting to necessarily do it, but just like I'm thinking really hard as I look at the planet about like, you know, just what what Destiny is holding for us at this point, where we need to be.
So I am not envisioning, because of the way he's done, I am not envisioning that I am going to roll the white die very often.
All right.
I don't know if I have to do the power.
You do have to roll
okay.
it, but we can say that it's an unconscious thing.
Right, and the thing is, then I just won't use the points for it. So the idea being on the white die, if I come up with no dot of any sort, it doesn't happen.
All
Does
right.
that affect? I mean, no, I'm asking, is that the way it would normally go?
If it's there's a dot on every face
so
of the
no
die.
blank. Okay, good.
It's either dark or light side.
Gotcha.
Now you can say that my character is very innocent. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. So if I roll a black
way for the
pip,
dark.
there's no way that he would tap into that.
So there it is with the one single black pip. So for C, I'm not going to be able to do it.
All right.
Do you think Seek is going to be
I
an
think
ability?
Seek, Foresee, all of those are sense.
I'm gonna go check. Seek says the Force user allows the will of the Force to lead the way to something lost or forgotten. Actually,
There you
Seek
go.
would have been better. So I'm gonna give it a second shot, and this time I come up with another dark. So I will not be figuring anything out. I'm just looking at these two.
My sense is, if you let me use it unconventionally, I will attempt that. But otherwise, it's just about finding living creatures in my area.
Okay.
So then that's going to be left then to Steve to
He's
to
gonna have
figure
to
out.
be our seeker.
God, it's so funny because I was just like, oh yeah, we'll go to the planet. I forgot that there's a whole planet we got to figure out where to land on. I didn't think that
Standard
part.
Star Wars is like they land in exactly the right spot.
Yeah.
It's not.
Or they do the ridiculous thing where they land somewhere and for no reason whatsoever they have to tromp like 11 miles to get to the place rather than, and they always go right by the giant landing site that you could have landed. Look, there's a big open flat space. Thank God we didn't land there. Thank God we landed 11 miles back where we had to fight lava and two-headed lizards and some pig thing.
Those darn pig lizards.
All right, so what I'll do then is I'm just trying to focus. Like my guy wants, I don't want anything to do with the Imperials. So subconsciously, I'm like, I want to stay away from big ports. In my mind, I'm like, I'm looking at this planet, trying to think where is an out of the way boondock as I can get, sort of place to go. That's all my guy wants. I just want to go someplace where there's the least amount of Imperials.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking for. And so what was the roll again? I'm sorry.
So you're going to do the Force. So it's going to be
Force
Seek
power.
or Force C. Which do you have?
I have Seek.
So on Seek, you start with your Force power.
Okay, let's see if I get any Force points out of this.
So effectively, I don't know if you caught what was going on. So for me, my character is innocent.
So your Force is going to be, so you're going to say you want to use it in the game.
Specifically
Regain
when
our
I
strain
roll.
from the night before.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
So for me, at least for now in the game, if a dark side pip comes up for me, I don't use it.
Okay.
In his case, he can use it either way. In Pedro's case or Adrian's case, he can use it either way because he believes in it. He truly believes in it. So in your case, how do you envision it?
So in my
'Cause you're
case,
somewhere between us.
in my case, I use what I feel is power. So I just see the power as raw power, and if I'm in an angry mood, obviously, or if I want, or if I concentrate so much and get stubborn, I'll sometimes pull. I just pull the power from where it's from. You know what I mean? I think, generally speaking, I like to do the light side because it's probably easier to pull. But if I become angry or agitated, or I become frustrated,
Yeah.
then I'll absolutely pull from the other side because I don't really know that I can tell the difference.
So let's take a look. What do you do?
One light side
side,
point.
nice.
All right.
One light side.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I'll just throw it out there for you to be thinking. Here you are doing what he wants you to do.
No, my guy is, yeah.
For the first time, you're like, ooh.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like the meditation cleared my my head earlier. That's something I know because that's something I hadn't done for a couple days on the ship. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, we'll see. I mean, I'm not convinced yet, but I am thinking that, in my mind, it's I haven't been living as disciplined on board the ship as I usually live. So maybe it's the discipline that I've been lacking. Maybe that's the case. So I'm thinking more in terms of like power. I don't think good and evil so much. I think power. I think discipline. I think cool-headed. That's how my guy thinks. So
Okay.
power
This
and
way, lack of power.
Yep, power, lack of power. So I haven't been as disciplined on the ship as I should have been. And now taking back to my discipline, which this guy reminded me of, Adrian reminded me of. Maybe that's a good thing.
So the
Alright.
power Seek, the Force user allows the will of the Force to lead the way to something lost or forgotten, and you can use a point to gain insight into the general location. You can use a force point to gain insight into the general location or direction of a person or object that you know about, regardless of distance.
Okay.
So
All
just
right.
throwing that out there for you
So-
to understand, for Jess to know, because there's a
You
ton
know
of
what we're
powers.
looking for.
I do. So actually, what's the crystal called again?
Kyber crystals.
What's
Specifically
the
a
Rubat.
Rubat one, right?
Rubat,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'll just think about that. I'll
right.
just think about a Rubat.
So-
What's he rolling?
Well, the
nothing.
force powered. That's it.
Oh, it just
that's all.
happens.
It just
All right.
happens. Yeah. So you're sitting there staring at the planet, and you just feel like you know
So we need to go to a certain
that
spot.
you need to go to a certain spot, and you see a very long gash cut into the planet from the recent earthquake. It's probably a very large canyon, and you kind of point to Myra. Well, what about there? Can we land there?
Is there a port there, or can you get us?
There's
without a
no
port?
port, but that's probably a good thing.
Right. I don't want to go through a port. My feeling is that because the planet is in complete upheaval right now, that the defenses and their security isn't going to be as good as it normally would be. So if we can get ourselves to that crevice, that's where I think we want to be.
So Myra looks at the area that you're pointing out, and you're all, oh, even better. I see an area that I could just land the ship in, like a kind of a hole right next to the canyon, and I bet that you guys could go up and over and into the canyon.
I look over at you and smile. Say, excellent. I say yes. Land exactly where Akron said.
All right, then that's what we'll do. So she prepares the ship. You guys are coming in, going down through the atmosphere, and then suddenly the sensors on the ship light up, and she's like, "Oh no, we've got some kind of Imperial probe droid on the way."
My ears are back. I did first time on a ship for me. My ears are back. I'm kind of hunched, tails just kind of the quick twitch.
And that's where we're gonna leave it.
What?
For now.
Oh!
I want you to know my guy is completely baffled that you totally trusted me. I just want you to understand that. Like, I've never
Right.
that's never happened in my life. Like somebody I just said land a ship here on this planet, and you were like, okay, and I was like, what?
Yeah, so
I'm pretty
The way
weird.
of the Force.
Alrighty, well,
Very good.
next time.
Next time we'll see where it goes.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.